What's up, everyone? We're going to be getting into the little wannabe goddess, Achates here. I've actually used Achates as my main healer on all my accounts, actually, except for one. And so I'm very familiar with her. Her buff that she is going to be getting from the 5th, not only will her 2 give invincibility for a turn and restore some health, but it's also going to decrease all skill cooldowns by one per turn on whoever you use it on, so there's some extra utility for it there. Overall, though, she just remains a solid hero to use. Everything that she does on her healing scales with her health. She's not one of those attack healers, and then her 1 decreases attack. So in general, you actually want to get her ulti up, because this also removes all debuffs. She's very meta right now. You can use her as a dizzy counter, which is what I personally do. In PvP, I run her with speed and one called immunity, 2-set immunity. The first turn, she's immune. And then run her, she does have a speed set, but I intentionally make it a little slower than everyone else's speed set, so that hopefully she goes after the enemy Dizzy or the enemy Araminthia or whatever debuffs I'm trying to counter. And then you just go ahead and you do Curing Prayer. You can get this down to a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty cool once you upgrade it all the way. And overall, just a really solid character. I actually use mine as a tank. She's got around 18k health. It's not super high-end top-tier health, but it's still pretty good. And that also scales with her healing. Now, as far as artifact that you want to use with her, there's a couple that you could choose, to be perfectly honest, but in my case, I actually use fully upgraded Wondrous Potion Vial, so 100% chance to dispel a debuff from an ally at the beginning of the turn. Because overall, she can only dispel allies with her 3, and that is once every 3 turns, so she kind of needs a little bit of help there, in my opinion. But depending on what you're doing, what kind of team you're running, you know, you could basically run Idle Cheer to make whoever your highest attacker is, combat readiness go up to 20%. Showtimedr Staff, make healing that much more effective. Rod of Amaryllis, keep healing consistently the lowest, the person with the lowest health by a percentage, depending on how much you upgrade it. Really, what you do with your Soul Weaver is all your choice, guys. I'm just here to give you suggestions. PvE-wise, you can run her with speed and health. You don't necessarily need the immunity if you're just going to use her mainly for PvE. And that'll pretty much set you up. Main stat stuff, her ring, her boots, health percentage, and speed, as much as you can get. And she does a great job of keeping the team up overall. Just a really good hero, going to remain solid now that she's decreasing cooldown reduction, which I assume she can also do to herself. It's going to make her utility that much more. So overall, just a solid unit. As far as what you should upgrade, get this to turn cooldown at least, and then upgrade her 2 as much as possible now that it's going to be more meta, more of a meta skill, and then upgrade her 3 the rest of the way. Her 1 you can basically leave alone, because decreased attack, it's nice, but you don't necessarily have to have it all the time. So, and since these all have such short cooldowns now, you're going to be focusing on her 2 and her 3 most of all. And that's pretty much it with Achates, so still a phenomenal unit, going to get even better. But you guys that have her, let me know how she's doing for you, and that'll be it for this video. I'll catch you guys later on.